We have to give Timmy the Oscar. We have to give Timmy the Oscar. I just saw Marty Supreme and I did not expect to love it as much as I did. I was genuinely blown away. Like, I liked Uncut Gems a lot. I liked Good Time a little, but I think this is a tour de force. I think it's electric. I think it's brilliant. I am not being paid to say this. This is not an ad. I can show you the receipt that I paid to see this movie with my AMC membership, but like, this is it. If you follow me, you know that I'm a hater and I'm a contrarian, so I fully admit that. I take full ownership of me going into things being like, okay, whatever. Like, I didn't really like One Battle After Another. I liked it fine, but I don't think it should be Best Picture. I think that Timmy is Best Actor. Like, comparing his performance in this movie to Leonardo DiCaprio's performance in One Battle After Another, I think that Timmy is, like I already said, electric, but just genuinely bodying this role, giving this performance in a way that I have never sort of seen before. Like, I think Adam Sandler was doing a very specific thing in Uncut Gems where he wanted the character to be sort of like sweet, sort of like an uncle type figure, somebody that you like know from the neighborhood. Whereas I think with Marty Supreme, Timothee is doing something completely different where he is noxious, he is obnoxious, he is awful, evil, self-centered, maniacal, selfish, but like incredible. Like, you cannot deny his talent in the ping pong scenes. You cannot deny his talent when he is like bragging about himself. Every time that he's in a scene with somebody else, you're like, damn, he sucks, but he is right, you know? Like, it is one of those things where it's like this character is so fully emboldened and embodied in their arrogance that you're like, I hate this person, but I sort of love this person. Like, every single one of his line readings was making me laugh. The only bias that I went into this movie with is that I do like Timothee, right? I think I made a post a couple of weeks ago where the press tour was getting a little bit grating, but now in my head, when I analyze it a little bit, I think I know what he's doing. Timothy's been under fire from two separate communities for basically the entirety of this press tour, right? We have the Black community saying that he is cosplaying. And one thing, I wrote about this on Substack a couple of months ago, it is very, very difficult to get people to understand your point of view when you're trying to explain cultural appropriation to them, right? I know that Timothy is from New York. I'm from New York. I get the Tims. I get the baggy jeans. It is what it is, right? Like, there's somebody getting cooked on here right now for pointing these things out. But at the same time, I also tried to do it with Billie Eilish. I tried to do it with other people. And like, when people are very committed to their worldview, it's sort of like this weird entitlement. They're like, I don't care about your experience. I don't care about what you're saying. I don't agree with you. And you just like can't convince them, right? So like, you have people who are like, invite him to the cookout. You have people who are like, this is offensive and nobody's agreeing. So I'm just leaving it there. And you have people on film Twitter who are very put off by this press tour, right? They're very put off by this performance. They're saying that it's too much, that he's bragging too much, that he's sort of obnoxious, that he's method acting, that he's doing a bit. All of these things where he is like, I am the best actor of my generation. I want to be one of the greats. And he said that he's been like giving the best work of his life for like the last 8 years. He's just been bodying every performance, which like fair. But then I thought about something when I was watching the movie. For the last couple of years, press tours have been defined by this very specific like method dressing thing, right? I think about Dakota Johnson in her little spider dresses, Zendaya in Challengers, Zendaya for Dune, also Timmy, Jenna Ortega, who absolutely devoured all of these looks for Wednesday. The movie is set in 1952, and a lot of people on Twitter are like, wait, so why is he doing this like cosplay if the movie is set in 1952? And the more that I think about it, the more that I think he's doing this on purpose to differentiate Timothee, the actor, from Marty Supreme, the character, right? Like, yes, he's dressing in orange to highlight the like custom orange balls that are in the movie for 20 seconds. But the whole performance to me is reading as a sort of disavowal of Marty Supreme, where he's like, this is not me, right? I have a shaved head. I'm dressing like this. I'm wearing Tims and baggy jeans. Sorry, I was thinking of the JC lyric, but I think he's doing something very specific where he does not want to be identified as this character, right? He wants to separate himself from this performance very specifically. And he's like, okay, this is the movie. Let the work stand on its own. I do think that there is a little bit of this like braggadocio, like arrogance that he is doing in the press tours. Like, I can't lie about that. It is what it is. But I do think that he is creating a very specific visual and semantic separation between this and the image that was just on the screen, right? Like, you can't look at this and be like, this is the same person. And if we are saying that he's now more fully embodied in himself, that he is very much just like an upper middle class kid from New York, and that's how they are, sure. But I also think that he is doing something very specific, and I think that it's interesting. And again, this movie was very, very good. If you were on the fence about seeing it, I would suggest seeing it and like making your own opinion, because I genuinely, like, I didn't think that I would love it, and I loved it.